Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about my new purchase, which is a stand-up desk at home. Now, for the last 6 or so years, every workplace that I've had the opportunity to work at has given me the opportunity to buy stand-up desks. In the beginning, I was like thinking, what's the point of it all? But more and more I went into management and leadership. A lot of the time was spent, yes, in meetings where I'd be sitting and talking to people in their offices. But then when I came back to my office, I was sitting and I was like on the phone or doing things that needed my attention, which meant I was on my backside pretty much the whole day, which is not great. And then I had a commute that was an hour each way where I was sitting in the car, again, sitting. So having the opportunity to get a stand-up desk, I found personally that was a fantastic change in how my physique was, the way my productivity improved, and the focus and engagement into what I'm doing improved as well. And mileage may vary for different people. For me personally, I got a lower back injury in 2014, doing something stupid in the gym. Should have been more careful. And till that point in life, I was very careful. I've been doing gym work for probably almost a decade before that. So my fault. I messed my back up. And it took a lot of work to get back into a situation where it wasn't causing me too much trouble. But when working, especially in our tech roles, tend to sit a lot more than your average person, for example. And being someone who is interested in the health, wellness, well-being sort of space, a lot of the research that I started reading at that stage about 6-7 years ago started to focus more on the fact that sitting is the new, tobacco sort of thing. So or smoking, I think is the word they use. And all of that made me think, look, I have some amount of control over how I go about my day-to-day life. And obviously working in the businesses that I had the opportunity to work, they gave me the freedom to be able to get myself a standing desk and all that sort of thing. So I was the crash test dummy, so to speak, in that organization. So I said, look, can I buy one of them? Bought it, put it in. And then the CEO of the organization came up one day to the office and goes, I didn't know you had one of those. How is it? And I said, have a crack. You can use my computer for, 20 minutes or something like that and see what you feel like. And she was like, this actually is good. Maybe I should get myself one. I'm like, not maybe. I mean, you probably should get one of those. You'd find benefit and, you're the CEO. You can get whatever you want. That's basically where that sort of went. And then a lot of people in the organization started getting stand-up desks because it wasn't too expensive. I managed to find a supplier that gave us good prices, which meant more people could buy it with the constrained budgets that we had in that organization. But what I also noticed is overall well-being, because when I'm standing up and doing talking, doing work, whatever it might be, my posture is a lot better. My shoulders are pulled back and not hunching over, which tends to happen when I'm sitting. And for me personally, when I'm sitting on a chair, I'll start in a good position, sitting all the way back with all the support and everything, and work. And unconsciously, I start drifting forward and I'm sitting at the edge in half an hour's time. And sitting on the edge doesn't really help my lower back issues. So moving to a stand-up desk in that sense meant less pain, better posture, which overall meant better well-being, better health, better focus when I'm working, better productivity as a result of that. So something that was, I believe at that stage in that organization was a $350 purchase because it was one of the bigger ones. For my home office, I've just bought a smaller one from Amazon for $220, which is really good. Does a really good job. It's really easy to use. I forget what it's called. Here you go. The company is called Haymixing. Yeah. So off Amazon, it was about $220, including delivery and all that, free delivery. And it's been good. Like I've been using it for the last few days, and because all of my work now is from home, and again, doing work that involves account management, some aspects of sales, some aspect of advisory, and all that during as my day job, while also doing coaching and this podcast and all that as my what I love to do on the side as well. So that's the thing. Like having this has meant suddenly I'm back again to be able to stand up for periods of time during the day, which means when I'm on a phone call with a client, I'm actually more, my voice and tone is a lot more clearer because, again, the vocal passages and all that open up, rather than when I'm sitting, I'm hunching and I'm like, feeling constricted. This feels a lot better, gives me a bit more of a more confident posture when I'm talking to clients as well. And yeah, look, I personally believe it has improved my productivity in this instance, as well as in previous instances in the various workplaces that I've had the opportunity to have stand-up desks. If your workplace is open to supplying you with something like that, it's a worthwhile investment, I personally believe. And if you're working from home, look, this is 220 Australian dollars. I believe the same one in the US is about 150 US dollars, something like that. It's a very tiny investment for the exponential benefit that it offers. So it's worth considering. And like if you buy it and you don't like it, well, it's not a huge loss in that sort of sense. And you could potentially pass it on to someone, a colleague, a friend, someone who wants one as well. So hopefully this helps you out. You can, look, if you're finding that, you're low in energy, sitting in your desk, doing work, and thinking, why is my energy a bit out of sorts? It's probably worth considering getting yourself a standing desk and seeing how that improves your energy. There is a lot of research online and in books and in journals, scientific journals, around how standing up and maintaining a good, strong posture helps you have energy. It's a kind of acting as if thing that comes up. So there is science behind it. There is also practical things that I've personally experienced. Colleagues who I've bought these for in my previous jobs have experienced and have been like, oh, this is actually really beneficial. And I said, yes, it is beneficial. That's why I keep standing up with it, even though I would prefer to just sit down all day. I stand up with it because it does give me that sense of energy, sense of being able to be more focused, more engaged in the work that I'm doing, and hopefully that you feel the same sort of feeling as well. Apparently it's all scientifically proven, but in my case, anecdotally, I felt what the so-called scientific research and papers and everything seem to suggest. So hopefully that helps you out. And if your workplace does offer the opportunity, do make the most of it and see how it works for you. And if it's your home office, it's an investment. And in most cases, most countries, it's tax deductible if you're working from home and your home becomes an office and this is part of your home office. It becomes a tax deduction as well. Some things to think about, and obviously work with your accountant, tax consultant, whoever you work with for that aspect of things around those things. I'm not an expert in that area. I'm just telling you based on what my tax consultant has told me. My accountant has said to me, if you can have these things as part of a work from home arrangement, and that's where it is. So I wish you all the best in your journey as a tech professional, manager, and leader. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that you're notified of future episodes as they are released. I look forward to talking to you in a future episode. Take care.